Okay, today I thought we'd play with the Jet Smoke Star Master. And this was made in China. It's a head-splitting robot. It's got your dino head and screeching sound, mouth opening, closing, but it's supposed to jet smoke out the mouth, and it wasn't. So I figured, what the heck, let's open it up, let's take a look inside and find out what's going on. And being that this is a China-made version, here's a sticker on the back. Made in China. It wasn't any surprise that things weren't quite right. Now the good news is all of the gears except for the two that actually do the shifting, you know, between walking and stopping with the head action, those two are plastic. They're specialty gears, they're almost always plastic these days. This is the smoker, the square piece that you're seeing my finger touch right here. The square part right here is the reservoir, where it's filled with cotton wool and oil, and the heating elements are up here at the end where you see the two red wires that heat it. This is the bellows, completely collapsed at the moment, and the smoke has a little tube that comes up to the mouth area. In other words, there's a design flaw in this version of it. They may have fixed it as they produced more of them, but as this one was produced, that white piece that you see right there, that's a large chunk of plastic that I've added. And the reason I've added that is when this is supposed to be smoking, obviously, is when the head is up, when the dino head is up and the two head halves is split open, this whole thing rises up, moves upward, this whole head thing and smoker. When that moves up to get into that mode where it's screeching and smoking, the bellows aren't even contacted by the lever that's coming up and down to work the bellows. Even if and the bellows weren't defective. Even if you took your fingers and pulled the bellows down as far as you could, it still didn't even touch the part that's supposed to be working the bellows. It was exactly the right place to be when the person that designed it, if they weren't planning on this whole head mechanism lifting. In other words, if this smoker stayed in place instead of rising, the bellows and the mechanism, absolutely perfect. But because that part does raise up, that moved the bellows beyond the point where the mechanism that works it could touch. So I had to add this little piece of plastic here so that the arm that's going to go up and down can. I'm going to stop it when it goes up so you can see what I'm talking about. So there's the up position. You noticed how the head came up. Right now the mouth is closed. It's going to open with the screeching sound. The screecher's right here, by the way. This little piece of metal comes down and hits this gear to make the screeching. And now you can see the bellows have come down. They're open. And then this piece is going to start going up and down. I'm trying to figure out where I can hold this and run it to work the bellows. There we go. Now it may run long enough now where it'll smoke. On the other hand, without the proper lighting, it can be hard to see it, but you can see the smoke just wafting out of this guy now. So we got the bellow part working, all that's going. It also had a problem with the ratchet. This ratchet back here was so tight the wheel never turned. This one was just a little bit snug and still is a little. This is the freewheeling part, and yet it's a little bit grabby, whereas this one only grabs when it should now. But this foot also has some slop. See that there? It's going to make it hard for this robot to stand without falling over. And that was literally slop in the plastic parts. The front linkage comes down and there's a big sloppy area in there. You could build that up with plastic and fix it, but I didn't feel like modifying it to that extent. As far as putting the head back on, haven't ever done that. So we'll do it together. I've got this axle, which I just dropped on the floor. See, I don't think I can do this and stay out of the way of the camera. I don't know. I'm gonna try. I've got the axle in the front. If I could just catch the back hole. Perhaps it is in the back hole. I think it is. I think I'm trying to adjust something that doesn't need adjusting. And see, there's little pinned lever parts. Have to get in place before I drive the axle in. Put that in there. That in there. Okay. I think that part's ready. Then of course you have to have the arms on. And the body. Let's see if we can line all this good stuff up, huh? That. So I think before I put any screws in, I'm going to try running it, just holding it here and see if everything still works. Walking. Okay. This particular one doesn't have the light in the tongue. It would have been nice because it would make the smoke show up better. So, putting this screw in the crotch, hold that part together. And let's get one of the shoulder screws in. Actually, this screwdriver is just a little bit short. Sometimes when you get a Phillips head screw, you can get on it with a flat blade if it's small enough, which is what I'm able to reach in there with to secure these, because they're deeper than usual. Alright, now I was really wanting to see whether it would be able to balance without falling over. Now that the body and arms are on, it does. We're going to run that. Before we do, let's take a look at the box. As you can see, jet smoke. I'm going to turn this light off. We're getting too much reflection from it. Get the jet smoke. Here's your functions. I'll move it back some. This kind of makes me think I might have got it from a KB stores, either in the late 80s or 1990s. At least it was some sort of discount mall store. Styrofoam back kind of makes me think maybe 1990s. See if there's anything on the side here. Batteries fit really, really snug. Just about all you can do to push them in. 2 D cells, by the way. Okay, let's find out if she's a goer. Alright, actually walking quite good. But I don't want to have it fall off here. It's actually smoking up a storm. If I'd had a better backlight, it would have probably looked a whole lot better. So, there we have it. One repaired jet smoke Star Master. So if you happen to have one of these and it's not smoking, open it up. Check out those little bellows and see whether they corrected their design problem or not. And if they didn't, then put in about a 1/4 inch thick piece of plastic in there. Just glue it on. And then your bellows should work again and the guy should start smoking. And I guess if you wanted to do some mods, I say go ahead and throw in an LED or a grain of wheat bulb in the mouth-tongue area to light that up, as many of the toys, especially the Japanese versions of the head splitters, did. That way you could see the smoke a whole lot better.